Hey guys, Uncle Ray, welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. On this channel, we cut through the hype and the noise and I give you the non-biased information you can use to make informed decisions. Guys, I can't be more bullish. And the world has their eyes on Bitcoin. It's unbelievable the attention that is on Bitcoin right now across the planet, and we definitely have Trump to thank for that. Now, there's good news and bad news. The good news is the world is looking at crypto and people are getting a lot more educated. The bad news is that Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum with the new ETF is sucking up all the liquidity. If you look, Bitcoin's up today and most altcoins are bleeding against Bitcoin. Now, I believe that Bitcoin is going to rally harder and harder throughout 2025, and we may not see the altcoin season like we've seen in the past. I do believe that there's an immense amount of opportunity to make life-changing gains for the average person, but you got to have the right strategy. If you own like 20 different tokens and you're just going to wait for altcoin season to get here and try to catch the top, man, that's an all or nothing strategy. And I see people every day through my coaching that are doing extremely well. And one thing they have in common is they take profits along the way. So we're going to talk about how bullish altcoins and crypto is right now, if we're going to have altcoin season, what all that's going to look like. And I'm going to give you as much alpha as I can because, guys, it's go time and I can't be more bullish. But crypto is changing extremely fast. And if you have the wrong strategy, you're not going to have the outcome you want. We have dilution across the board. I've never seen so much saturation in a market. Think about this, guys. In 2021, we only had like 14,000, 15,000 tokens to choose from. And the majority of those weren't even on the list to choose. Well, now we have over 5 million altcoins and growing every single day. They all can't hit those crazy numbers that people are preaching to you every day. So you got to have a strategy to capitalize on that. Now, we've worked long and hard as a community, especially Ripple with against the SEC to prove that cryptos are not stocks. They're commodities or currencies, whatever you want to call them, which that's one and the same. And I used to be a licensed 3 commodity trader. And I'm here to tell you, you can't trade these things like they're stocks. That being said, hit the like button and let's talk about what's going on with Bitcoin and how that might damper or change what altcoin season is going to look like. And it's definitely probably going to be prolonged in my opinion. All right. Did I say hit that like button? Look at this, guys. Bitcoin is not ripping, but it's up. Altcoins are bleeding. And now, but look at this news that's coming out. I want you to hear this because, guys, Trump just said that. Check this out. He just said this.
It'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto.
Think about it, guys. He just got with China and they agreed to add like $500 billion into AI projects in America. That's a lot of money going to come into AI. Well, AI and AI agents and crypto have been leading this bull run. And I have no doubt that real world assets, for example, are going to do immensely well because, Bitcoin is the store of value, and we're going to talk about what all it does and all the hype. But people forget that Ethereum gets a lot of hate. But when it comes to real world assets, BlackRock and all the big boys are building on Ethereum. They don't care about the fees, they care about the security. And the reason that matters is I believe all real world asset tokens will probably pump. That sector will do really well, and there'll be a blow off top. But don't be hodling those things, guys, because for now, the winner's going to be Ethereum and the projects like Ondo and Mantra that are built on Ethereum. But there's a lot of money in the hype for this bull run. But I believe fast forward 5 years from now, if you're thinking about hodling, most most big Wall Street companies will have their own rails, and even like Ondo will probably not be a good investment to hodl in the future. All right, so that's what Trump just said. And anytime Trump mentions crypto, it goes around the world, guys. People are listening. And with that Bitcoin reserve, the world is watching. Now, Senator Loomis, who, man, this is amazing that we went from where we were with Gensler and the SEC and the way Elizabeth Warren was treating crypto to now we're getting nothing but love, guys. Even the haters are being silent because they know it's not a good political move. But she basically talks about we got to have legislation in this right here. I'm going to paraphrase it, but she basically says we have to have legislation that allows America and crypto to prosper and digital assets because it's the future. It's extremely bullish. Now, today, actually, here shortly, Trump is going to have a meeting with the president of El Salvador. Now, most people think that's extremely bullish, and they're going to be talking about Bitcoin, which I believe they really will be talking about Bitcoin and maybe Bitcoin mining through their volcanoes and all the stuff they have going on. But from what I can tell, the main reason might not be Bitcoin, it's the criminals coming through from El Salvador into America. So I don't really know how bullish that is, but overall, it's extremely bullish. Now I got to give a shout out to uh, Investa Answers. I'm going to show you some charts, guys. Now, think about this. Bitcoin is the seventh biggest asset on the planet. You got gold, you got Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and then Bitcoin. And I personally believe, really no doubt, that fast forward, I don't know how long it's going to take 5 years, 10 years. It could be this year. Bitcoin will outperform and take over the market cap of gold. It's just a matter of time. Now, and bear with me, guys, because I want to really give you a lot of alpha. Hold on one second here. All right. Now, if that wasn't enough, check out this, guys. Mara Holding is one of the Bitcoin miners, and they are basically trying to get with Congress and the Senate and all the states, all 50 states, to get them to do the Bitcoin reserve. And right now, I think they're up to 12. Kansas just announced that they submitted to a vote so that they can invest 10% of all the government funds, all the government holdings throughout that state. Guys, you're talking about like firemen's funds, library funds, policemen, all the people that work for the government in that state, all those funds. Most most states are talking 2 to 5%. They're talking 10%. Guys, it's absolutely exploding. And you think about it, when you see a state that bought Bitcoin, kind of like what Michael Saylor's doing, and that state's budget explodes. Everybody gets a raise, they get to build better bridges and roads and all that from holding Bitcoin. They get themselves out of debt. I think it's just a matter of time that almost all of the states will have a Bitcoin reserve. Some of the states, especially some of the blue states, are probably going to hold out just for political reasons. But think about this. Massachusetts is from where Elizabeth Warren, the biggest crypto hater in the world, they're already submitting their paperwork. I love it. Um, and guys, right now, and I'm sure there's way more, but they're just not a substantial amount. 12 countries around the world are stacking Bitcoin. America has almost 200,000. Trump wants to get that to a million. China has 190,000 right behind us. And I have no doubt that China's going to be follow, if not try to front run us. You got El Salvador, Venezuela. And guys, you don't realize it even because of countries like Venezuela, but they have basically a huge, I'm not going to say unlimited supply of oil, but when they start pumping that oil out and trading that for Bitcoin, you'd be surprised how a little country like Venezuela could be a power player in the future. Guys, I cannot be more bullish. Bear with me real quick. Um, Now, the last thing I want to say to you is I want to talk about my coaching program. And I just created it. Now, I do one on one coaching for 3 Zoom calls for 250, but I put everything I talk about in my one on one coaching into a coaching program. There's 15 videos and it's going to retail for $4.99, but right now you can have your choice between the coaching course or the 3 Zoom calls one on one. Now, the coaching course at the end comes with 1 Zoom call, and I think it's a better value for most people. You can work your way through the course, get a great understanding, write down any questions, and then we go from there live when we talk. That being said, guys, whether you take me up on that or not, you got to have a profit taking strategy. If you don't take profits, you're going to become the profits. And right now, Wall Street is here. The whales are here. The smart money's here. And the number one problem, the reason 90% of people, and I think it's going to be even higher, lose money in crypto is because they want to hold and they think, oh, I put in 10,000, now it's at 30, now it's at 50, it's going to go to 150. And even if it does, it's going to go to 250 and they don't take profits. Anytime you struggle taking profits, I want you to think about one thing, guys. There's people on the other side of you, the smart money, the big money. I want you to think if you put in 10 grand and you got 35,000, what if you add about three or four, five zeros to that? What if you put in $100 million? Do you think they're going to just keep holding that, keep holding that? No, they're going to take profits. And because they have so much power to move a market and their accounts are so much bigger than retails, you're always going to have this volatility. So it's like taking candy from a baby. And I say that with love, guys, but I used to work on Wall Street. I've sat at the desk of some of the biggest players on the planet way back in the day. But it's literally simple. They roll into a sector, they have a hot narrative, they're already in, they start dumping and they as it gets the FOMO, and then they roll out. And a lot of these projects are not going to come back. And my number one concern in this bull run is the saturation from 14,000 projects, 15,000 projects to over 5 million. Guys, it's just too easy to have huge volatility and the smart money gets in early. They sell all the way up as you FOMO in, and then they move on. Some projects they're going to move back in and out of, but guys, if you're not invested in new projects in hot sectors, no matter what, even if it's not a new project, it needs to be in a hot sector. The odds of these projects pumping to, huge numbers like they did in the past, those days are over. And I wish that wasn't the case. But one thing I teach in my coaching is if we're wrong, right? Even if it was a buy and try to catch the top and the bull run goes on for 5 years or whatever, and we don't crash, we're going to do well. That's the downside from good. And if we nail it, great. Guys, there's a better way. Like I said, I used to be a commodity trader. I have no problem taking profits. And guys, I'm not talking about dumping your whole bag. You can scale out. You have to have a game plan no matter what that is. And learn how to dollar cost average in and out, take some profits. Always maintain your dry powder. Stay in those hot sectors. Stay in the new projects. That's the highest probability. Life-changing gains doesn't come from old projects unless you have a ton of money. You can't buy a top 10 token and expect it to do a 20, 30, 40, 50x no matter what people tell you. It's the average of the law of large numbers, guys. Market cap matters, tokenomics matters, and you got to have a game plan. So whether you take me up on that or not, guys, I'm going to say it one more time. Take profits or become the profits. If the majority were right, the majority would be rich. So get a game plan, guys. I wish you the best of luck. I want everyone to be in the 10% that make money. And that comes from a good strategy. So hit the like button. Let me know what you think in the comment section and come back and subscribe and be part of this community. Because guys, it's go time. I can't be more bullish. But this whole sector, this whole asset class is changing rapidly every single day. So if you're not looking to capitalize on that and pay attention, you're going to struggle, guys. I say that with love. Take care.